Hi, this is Brandon from ThirstGym.com. Today we're talking about exercise called the bench press with shoulder saver against bands or versus bands. This is a great exercise to attack your lockout on your bench press. So what you're going to need is you're obviously going to need a barbell, a way to hook up bands, and then you're going to want a shoulder saver or bench blocks, something of that nature that you can put on the bar to limit the range of motion that you're going to do. Now the reason we would do this is to specifically target the top end range portion of the motion. So obviously when the shoulder saver there, we're going to limit where we can go. So we're not going to get quite as much chest. We're going to get a lot of tricep work. So if you're one of those people that gets the weight off your chest all the time and you really struggle that transition to locking out, this is going to let you overload on that. And you'll know this is a great exercise for you if the first time you do it, you think, man, I thought I was going to be able to do way more because it's such a short range of motion. However, you struggle to get that weight moving off the chest. So the bands are going to make you fight like hell to keep that weight moving, and the shoulder saver is going to be aimed at putting it in a spot where you struggle to get weight moving or blast through that sticking point. So you got the bands doubled up on each side. That's going to make sure they're hooked up correctly. And I've got the small shoulder saver here. This is about a 1 to 1.5 board setup, which is really good for someone like me with really short arms. So what you're going to do is you're just going to get in your regular bench press position and technique. Feet, however you have them, flat or tucked. Make sure they're locked into the ground. Got your shoulders pulled back and down. You got the knuckles towards the bar. You're squeezing it. You're going to unrack that bar, bring it out, touch, press. Want a brief pause there, so you don't want to go off your chest. Pause like you would in the meet, and then rack. Okay. So obviously it doesn't look that difficult considering I don't have any weight on there. However, the goal, as you can tell, was it's really just being here and locking the weight out, right? So how would you use this exercise? The main reason would be with your max effort work. Finding a weight you can grind with and really try to work through those sticking points. You could do this as a dynamic effort-based movement if you really wanted to. I'd highly advise against it just because it's such a short range of motion that you're not going to develop a whole lot of speed in a big range of motion. The whole point behind your dynamic effort work is to develop a lot of speed so you can push through that sticking point, and here we're kind of working right around that sticking point. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, just let me know. However, you could use this as a supplemental movement as well. So let's just say you're doing your normal bench press variation for the day. So it's a bench press against bands. You're doing, a hard set of 3, a hard set of 2, a hard set of 1, whatever it might be. You find that good working weight for the day. For your supplemental movement, to build that up, you throw the shoulder saver on and you knock out a couple sets of 3 to 5, give or take, to really strengthen your triceps up, specifically at that joint angle. So that's another key thing that's awesome about a shoulder saver, is that you're going to train the tricep at the specific joint angle that you're wanting it to carry over to, in this case, for the bench press. So there's nothing wrong with press downs and skull crushers and dips. Those are all great exercise for overall tricep hypertrophy. However, if you're not training the exact joint angle, it may not carry over at all, maybe just very minutely, where if you're constantly training in the same joint angles, you'll see that strength not only transfer to your competitive movement, but you're also going to put some meat and strength in that particular area of the tricep that you needed. So it is kind of specific. There's nothing wrong with general movement. However, if you know that's an area that you need, so usually down here towards the elbow, if you got a lot of tricep up here and you've realized, hey, no, not a whole lot of tricep meat down here, not going to say that that's a bad thing, but however, you'll find a lot of strong bench pressers usually got a lot of tricep meat down towards the elbow, and that's just because they've got a lot of lockout strength from training that over the years, specifically at the joint angle for the bench press. So when it comes to an exercise like this, use it as your main max effort movement. Work up to hard single, doubles, triples for sure. If you want to use it as a supplemental movement, my recommendation would be to do sets of 3 to 5 for a couple sets, 2 to 4 sets, and that should be pretty good. You can certainly do these at higher reps to try to build some hypertrophy. However, with such a short range of motion, in my opinion, I think you'd be better off using a full range of motion with something like a close grip bench or whatever for a supplemental movement in higher rep ranges. But give it a shot. Let me know what you think. If you got any questions, leave them in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.